Hello. Double cam today. I started OBS with the plugin we've been working on, and I want to see if something happens. It was a bit odd because when I started it initially, it was crashing, but now it seems to be just fine. So we'll see where that goes. If it crashes, I might restart without it. But the reason why I started with it, let me do this, is a bit more fancy color-wise, is because I'm gonna show some stuff on the side. Although I'm not sure I'll be able to do it properly because I don't have anything to hold the phone. What I want to do today is some embedded programming today. I have this program that we worked on stream before that communicates with OBS through WebSocket. So it's just a client, and it switches between scenes. So it's a super simple program that just goes, what's the argc, argv pass, like just a string, and it just says go to this scene. So if we actually look at what was I doing? Oh, sway. Right, if we look at the config, you see there's the program. So set OBS scene is literally just OBS scene switcher, and OBS scene switcher just, you give it a string and it just switches. So here's this control plus mod plus one, and then I can switch it. So for here, for example, I can switch between the coding which we're already in, or chat, code, chat, code, chat, code. And it should have changed properly, like if I do this. Yeah. Oh, I realize my chat is not full screen. Half the time OBS just opens and it's like the camera is smaller than previously. Although, could it be because I did an update? I don't know. Anyways, let's get back here. So, got the camera here, and that was the IP cam, and that's the plugin that we actually worked on over the past few streams. Embedded. So we're going to do embedded. I want to make a version of this scene switcher that can be controlled with button presses. Basically making a little DIY stream deck, which reminds me that I should, let me just change this quickly. I did not update the name of the stream, so I want to do that right now. Edit, and this is going to be DIY stream deck, and I'm going to say ESP32. No, I don't care. DIY stream deck. Right, just going to do that. All right, let me go back here, here, and here. Right, so I'm in the right place. I can quit this and SDEC. Let's go SDEC. Why not? Now the thing is, oh, that's a good start. Right, I've done some ESP32 programming before, but it was all through like Arduino or platform.io or anything like that. Today it might be a bit of a slog, but today is going to be setting up the Espressif SDK. And I was looking at the ESP32 SDK, or I looked for it, and it's kind of annoying because you need this like installer, and the installer is in Python. You need the right Python version, and I wish you could just say, give me the files and I'll just deal with it. But I get that maybe like depending on which one you're working with and stuff like that, it's a bit complicated. So what resources can I get for the Espressif SDK? Nothing. Great website. Right, SDK, we see there RTOS. I don't think that's necessarily what I want, although ESP-IDF, is that RTOS? Let's see. Yeah, so I think I'm going to have to go, and I'm going to follow the instruction this time because I don't want to spend too much time. Official IT development framework, learn more. Okay, I'm going to Google something else because it's not getting me anywhere. ESP32 SDK on Linux. There you go. Installation of, and that's the official documentation. So we should be in the right place. Let me check the layout again. Okay. I mean, this seems to be working just fine. Oh, it's still there. Hopefully it continues. Right, prerequisite, required prerequisites. Python. I think I have it. 3.14. Okay, Linux, git the get flex Bison gperf ccache leap ffi leaf sdr dfu util libusb and python pip. So I think apart from dfu util, I think that's probably all I need. Right, we'll assume that the rest is fine, like gperf. I feel like some of them is not necessary. At least these are small packages. Git the get. Okay, the get is there as well. Flex seems to be a real thing. What does flex do? Gen programs that perform pattern matching on text. Okay, sure, that makes sense. Bison. Might not have Bison. I have Bison. Great. gperf ccache. Okay. Extra ccache. Okay, it's there. This one's a bit bigger. Lib ffi dev, lib ssl dev. Okay. Actually, okay. Let's see. User lib user include ffi is there. Okay. And use user include SSL. Okay, so let's just I mean, I'm pretty sure I have libSSL and libcrypto. OpenSSL. ls/use damn my fingers today. Yeah, so I think this is what I'm going to use. Hopefully I can just dfu libusb. Yeah, and then Python. Okay, so I think we're good to go here. Prerequisite is done. Install the EIM, download, so you can download or whatever. Okay. So how do you download it? Add repository apt. Okay. What about just downloading it? App image, deb, or zip. But that's the GUI. I don't care about the GUI. CLI. Can I get it from GitHub? It's kind of annoying. Although it says UI. I'll let it download, sure. Can I just clone this? Like, is the zip really... What does the zip contain? If not the sources? We'll see. What do I have in here? Oh, there's a bunch of stuff I could delete here. EIM. Oh, you literally have EIM now. That's literally binary. Okay, is that, oh, that's great. That's like the best thing. You can just get a binary. I'm gonna actually make a /opt/eim. I'm gonna move eim into /opt/eim, and then do a ln. I always forget which one is it first. Target and then link name. Sudo ln-s /opt/eim/user/bin/eim. Now I can do eim. Good to go. I think I don't need anything in here. Especially not this. I don't think I need anything here. Although unseen was really hard to find. Okay. Nice. SDEC. Okay, great. Now this is done. EIM is here. Install ESP32 using EIM. Great. Online installation using UI, no. Online installation using CLI, yes. EIM install. If you encounter using, if you want to customize the installation path, select ESP32 version or modify other options. Launch the interactive installation wizard and follow the on-screen prompts. I think I'm going to do wizard, even though I don't necessarily understand everything. See what I mean? Why that takes so long? Target platforms. C3. Let me check. Oh man. Okay. Let's just, I'm gonna have to just do some board management on all this. Right, so here I have these bad boys. Now right now it's very blurry, it doesn't want to focus for some reason. Don't know if it can focus or if it's just that the camera is really dirty, or if I need to wipe it. There you go. Yeah, I don't know if there's an autofocus in this app. Oh, there's an autofocus button I should enable. These are actually ESP32s. Doink doink. I'm going to quickly check if I'm, oh yeah, I'm on the, I should probably show it like this. That's much better. These are ESP32s, and then these are, I've got a name. Just radio things that I was using to try to do communication. I forgot the name, but I'm going to disassemble the thing. Anyways, right, back to this. Let me just remove all of the jumper cables. It took me a while to figure out the right configuration for this before, but I'll just, if I was able to do it once, I should be able to do it twice. Although this is not necessarily true nowadays, because information on the internet is harder and harder to find, and stuff that you could find back in the days, you can't find anymore. Just like when Hatsune Miku disappeared. Alright, so this is a, if I remember well, okay, I think this is definitely, oh man, I got this that I could use to take it off. That's like the perfect tool, but it's full of flux, because that's also my flux applying tool. Right. Just want to be careful. There's the antenna sticking out. I don't even know if I have like the right USB cable to just connect this. ESP32 C3 dev kit. Right. So that's what I thought. That's the ESP32 C3 dev kit. C3. Latest. GitHub, sure. And while we'll do that, I am gonna try to have my USB hub plugged in. Because I don't have enough USB ports on this. I actually do have enough, it's just that. Oh, that doesn't seem to be working. Am I supposed to see some lights on this? Probably not. I think this is supposed to be power. GitHub, sure. Okay, I have to see what I do because I have some sorry, I keep getting distracted with these prompts. Core, test specific CI, ESP32 documentation, IDE support, MCP, really MCP? IDE support could be interesting if it has LSP. No need for MCP. I don't need CMake, I don't need QEMU, but that could be interesting. Okay, I realize now that when I hit enter before, I don't know if it actually selected the C3 or not. Right, while this happens, I'm going to see if I can find a cable. A USB cable, USB A to micro. There's one here, but I'm slightly worried that it's a power only one. Although I don't think they used to make power only ones before. And so the problem that I have is that I don't have that many USB ports, and I have some USB-C ones. But the problem that I have is that I need one for my USB microphone actually. So I do hope that this works. Okay, so this turns on, so I think this is probably okay. And I'm gonna just re-put that on the breadboard because why not? Right, so what I would like to do is actually find a way to have this somewhat visible. I don't know if it's just taking a while here, or if it's stuck. I'm dropping frames, so I assume that this is just that this is working. Right, so what I will need to find is a something that has, no, this is too big. That's just the bay from the Dodge. Okay, let's see. If I could just balance it up there, wouldn't that be a good thing? That'd be way too high, isn't it? Would this be cool? This is actually like legit the perfect place to put it. Nice. Okay. The only thing is that I don't think it's charging currently. Alright, so we can see some stuff. Although there's a cable here that I don't need anymore because this is just an old webcam. Okay. The only worry that I have is that it is not powered. So if the second camera dies, the second camera dies. Oh, see what I mean? All of these things take so much space. 100 meg? How much more am I going to need? I mean, this is probably going to be eating all of my connection. Yeah, I'm dropping frames. Alright, so we're right at the beginning there. This is why this is going to be a bit of a slog, because I do not have any of the tools. So let's go ahead and see what I'm going to need once it's installed. Install, blah, 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 blah. Next step, build your first project. I want to do it with a Makefile. I hope I don't need the whole thing. An IDE or a VS Code. I don't want any of these. Just give me like a source code, a CLI. Like, what do I need a GUI to do these things? Next. Windows. Next. Windows Legacy. Next. Linux. I've done that already. Next. Mac OS. Next. I should probably just check these things. Building first project is what confused me, because build from command line. Ah, okay, I just didn't read the right thing. Start a project on Linux. Okay. Activate. Activate. What does that mean? This is still downloading. So activate IDF. Okay. Okay, so you just have an activate stuff. Okay, sure. You know what? Since we're doing activate and whatnot, activate is going to be, because I put it in /opt social expressive tools, activate IDF, and I think I got the version 6. It was 6.0.0 something. IDF v6. Let's assume it's that .sh, and I probably need to do source or this. We'll see what happens. Okay. I'm going to start like some boilerplate stuff that I know I'm going to need, like this, right? RMRF is going to be RMRF. mkdirp is going to be. I don't know if this is good. I just do that all the time. I don't know if it's necessarily like the right way to do it. Right, I'm going to start with that. So that's how you do it. Start a project, copy the Hello World example. IDF path could be a good idea to have in here. And I'm going to just set it to /opt/expressive here for now. The reality is whatever they have in activate is probably just going to set a bunch of environment variables, and I would very much rather have that set up in my own Makefile rather than having to just use that activate stuff every time. Collect USB and check which report is visible. Actually, I didn't check if it's visible. Now that's going to be interesting because I'm not necessarily going to know which TTY it is unless I do this. That's going to be annoying because I'm not necessarily going to be able to figure out. I mean, the linear one, there's 10 of them here, 10, so I've got 32 here, and I've got 40, 64. Oh, 32 and 64. That is not going to tell me which one is actually active. Device name, but what if I don't know the device name? Could I use UDAVDM monitor? Would that do something? I think I found that this. Oh no, there's something. Okay, great. But I don't know if it's just power, because I'm not necessarily seeing anything. Alright, this is going to be slog McSlog today. Let me try to see if I have another cable, just so I can test both. And now I have to download 300 meg of something. Just give me some simple stuff. Alright, let's see. I just need a USB cable. Lucky me, I have found this boy, which is brand new, apparently. And it seems a bit thicker than the other one. The other one felt maybe it was just power. And that, I'm pretty sure that is what I would need, right? I'm not crazy, yeah. So let's try that. The other problem could be that I'm using this like USB-C hub thing and it doesn't work. Which would be very annoying because I would have to maybe even restart the stream. Let's see. Okay, so that does the same thing, so I should just assume that this is the same thing. I don't know if I have an FTDI. I mean, this is the official... yeah, I think I have FTDI because this is the official board. Maybe I need the... But I think these drivers are there by default. TT USB 0. I did not see TTY USB. I don't know why. Yep. So it's not there. I'm gonna try to use my USB port. That means that the audio is gonna stop working for a sec. Okay. Same thing. So it's possible that like maybe I need to press a button when I power it or something like that. Like, because I already flashed something on those, so I wonder if it needs to be like in a special mode. Yeah, I'm not sure actually. TTY USB. Okay. ESP32 C3. No TTY USB on Linux. Okay, I'm just not. There's no TTY USB. Okay. I don't have SCM0 either. This may be a short stream. I mean, if I can't get this working, and if this takes another hour. Dev TTY. Am I really not seeing anything here? There's a USB, but I don't think that's what it is. Let me see. Maybe it's an Arch thing. Arch, Linux, ESP32, TTY USB. I think it's very possible that the board is not in a mode. It wouldn't make sense because that USB is connected to the FTDI chip. This is still doing its thing. What if I look for ESP32 C3 USB to serial? See what they use for that. USB to UART. Damn, Espressif needs to sort their stuff out. super slow. Although I'm also doing stuff at the same time. So I don't have an external one. I have an yeah, I've got it on the development board. But that's the thing, is that it's not gonna necessarily tell me C3 dev kit USB to UART. Yeah, so you can use one to act as whatever. It's not really it's not really going to tell me anything except use this UI. This one uses CU, Windows and Linux. Check the ports. That's the thing there. C connect ESP to PC for links for driver. Okay. I'm going to assume it's FTDI. Oh, it's going to go to the VPC website. Okay. All FT devices are now supported in Ubuntu kernel 3. Yeah, so I think integrating into the kernel. Okay. So I guess maybe this one. And this doesn't have anything on Linux. Okay, I would suspect it should just work out of the box. So I'm not too sure what I'm missing. I realized just right now that like this activate script is going to be a Python virtual environment, isn't it? I'm going to have to slog around the Python environment just to do some embedded C development. Oh, I'm not liking this. Oh, it was just a cursor issue. ESP32 Linux, no TTY USB. I don't like that the results that I'm getting are just so not what I need usually. Well, that's a good idea. I don't know if I have a varlog syslog. No, it's gonna have to be journal CTL something something. Can I just tail? I just want to tail it. Is it follow? Facility. Level, syslog, buffer size, decode, rel time, C time, no time. I guess I can just look at it, to be honest. CP21, yeah, so that's, okay, so it's not FTDI. Silicon Labs, and, okay, so it is there. USB to UART. Okay. So let's see. Let's see. So, I mean, it's in there. Is it 210X? I don't know. I don't necessarily know what I'm doing here. Interesting. Okay, so that's interesting. Helpful. Okay, so it's not there. LS mod doesn't have it. Okay, so it's as simple as I just don't have the driver because I don't have the driver. What is this? EEPROM tool for setup serial adapter. Okay, but dash program is not necessarily what I'm... Ah, there you go, someone's saying this. No one's... Yeah, there you go. So I mean, I'm getting the same thing and no one's... I run Linux Mint. Okay, that's not the question. Did I say 1.2 into 2.1? No, 2.1. CP2.1. So it's not there. Did this finish now? Wow, another 300 meg to download. ESP Clang. Oh, what is this repo? Modified for building on Arch 5 years ago. I want to do that. That seems interesting. So you change something from into void. Linux commit USB your USB serial driver in Linux USB serial expects the callback for the remove event to have a void return type. Okay, so that's all you changed, and then this is just literally the source. Okay, let's do that then. We're going to do two things. One, okay, super simple then. Although this goes into modules, which doesn't exist there. cp210x.c. Which feels like, I mean, is this just a question of like, I need to get this file, just compile it as like a .ko, and then just, so I think that's all I need, right? So let's do that. Okay. 210x.c. Sure, I don't care. Okay, let's start with that. What I don't understand is how that other one that had the adapted one, which might be wrong. I'm not seeing anything in the make file. Oh, it has like literally the source. It's basically building building the Linux kernel. It's still downloading stuff. Yeah, I'm dropping frames like crazy because I need to download a bunch of stuff. I mean, compiling a kernel module and then hot loading it on the same machine I'm streaming, surely nothing's gonna go wrong. While downloading probably a billion packages for Python. What do I mean reinstalling? What's this downloading? This probably wasn't. Well, this is just ridiculous. I think GitHub should just not have a progress bar at the top because it's obviously fake. Like, it was not showing the status of anything loading. It was just moving to make you think that something's happening. Like, I'm not crazy. This is not doing anything. Stream is fine, so that means I have internet. Okay, so it's just GitHub, isn't it? Okay, and now I go back, it just says that. Okay, make file. Are you going to take another 20 minutes to load? Oh, I click on it, and when I hit back, it actually opens. So I think the navigation is just ridiculous. Okay, anyways. So obj configure special. So obj dash. I could what is this saying? Is this like the battery is running out? Probably, isn't it? Wow, the battery is draining at such a speed on this thing because it just has a shit battery. I can actually just I just realized that I could just use this one. This is all bothering with the USB-C thingy. Right, this is not the most entertaining stream, I've got to say, because of this setup mess. And I've got a billion cables around me. Alright, let's see. This is downloading something else again. So here looks like if I was to get the source code, the Linux source code, or at least this area, I could potentially say obj dash and then get what I need. But that just does it's so weird that I have to just hit the back and it just works. So it looks like if you go in there, it went into modules and it didn't actually do anything there. Because when I look at this make file, it says in here, Linux, M source dir, which is the current directory, and modules. So it's just compiling all the modules. So if I go here and I say make file, modules prepare, build script modules as yes. Okay. Maybe I do that. Now look at that. I already got Python errors. See, look at that. VN. I knew it. Anything, I've done exactly what's needed. Anything based on Python, in my experience, starts with an error, and then maybe something happens and you get it working. (6.19.11). So I'm just for to make sure. V 6.19.11. Okay, let's just get V6.19. Okay, that's not really going to matter because I'm not going to be able to. Let's just do that. It's weird because I did depth 1 and it does not seem to have. Oh, now I'm downloading more stuff using Python and getting the Linux kernel. That's not necessarily the Linux kernel. That's not going to be super easy. All right. I would love if there was a thing that said, oh, by the way, on Arch, this is how you just get this kernel there, because it's not, it is not by default. So everyone's saying it's not there. The CPNL should have an in-kernel driver already. That's what I'm saying. Linux kernel missing CP2102. Maybe the version that I got that didn't have it. I need to learn more. Linux list available modules in kernel. I think lsmod, right? That's pretty much what it is. But not necessarily the loaded one. Ah, Linux list not loaded modules. I don't want to read. I don't want to do all of this. Proc modules. Ah, it finished. Okay. This is your receiving. Of course. Right. Yeah, I mean, is it like called something else? LSMod is just formatting that, right? So okay, that makes sense. Now the question is, how do I know when it's built what default modules are included? I had the same issue with I had the exact same issue with my Ethernet driver for my Ethernet to USB kind of thing, and I went down the rabbit hole of like, oh, you can find the source here, do this, and rebooting with the thing plugged in worked, and then after that it was always there. Like, it's just like I could just hot plug it in and out. And what I want is literally to say, like, whatever happened during that boot, where it was like, oh, there's a device there and there's a matching module that should be activated and always be there. I kind of want to know how to just get that working. Because I feel like I'm just getting the source code for Linux, which, I mean, it's not a bad thing to have it locally anyways, but I'm going to end up managing to recompile it somehow, and then it's going to say you can't load it. Like, there's going to be something that just says you can't load it. See, lsmod is there, CP21. What I found odd is that lsmod maybe is a little bit short, right? It was the same thing. Like, I would list it and it wouldn't show. Like, it was just not there. I don't remember which one it was. It may have been that one. For the or that one. No. For the Ethernet adapter. Make the driver, copy it to there, irons mode, module already there, see if they exist on your 4 system. So yeah. I'm actually thinking that one time I was like, it's not working, it's not finding it, and it's because I didn't reboot after updating my system, and then I had like 2 versions at the same time. But right now I don't have 2 versions. I have 2 versions. This is what's going on. Okay, it's the exact same problem as last time. Okay. All right, I'm not going crazy. I need to stop doing this, but basically what's going on is I did a uname-r and it told me I'm on 6.19.11, and here it says the module I have is 6.19.12. And basically I've updated my system to 6.19.12, but what's in RAM is 6.19.11. So when it tries to look in modules, it's not there. Pretty much what's going on there. And then in USB there, serial, CP21, yeah, so it's there. Okay. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to reboot, which is gonna stop the stream. I'm gonna stop the stream manually and come back, but it should not take very. I'm back. I just started OBS, and then like the webcam was just the IP cam was just there, so that module seems to be working pretty well. It seems a bit stretched though. I don't know if that's correct. No, that looks correct. I wonder if it's the camera is just really wide. No, that doesn't seem right. Can I risk something? Yeah, it looks really wide for some reason. Okay, if it's wide, it's wide. So let's see if it worked this time. Still not there, but let's see, because now I'm not in between to upgrade. If I do this, I'm on 12. Okay, okay. Right. So, note to self: seriously, before starting a stream, just reboot your machine. Because if you have to do it on stream, not nice. Wow, we're almost there. Might be able to write some code at some point. All right, let's see. So, OPT expressive tools, v6 special-df tools, activate.py. All right, so I'm already not getting the same thing as what the documentation provides. This can go, 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 this can go. Okay. Connecting your device, CP. Right, so this is the thing. Tools activate IDF. I'm already not seeing tools inside expressive, which is not a good idea, a good thing. Install, export. Am I just going crazy? Like, this is the latest docs. This file doesn't exist. Like, this is for v6 and this shows 5. I didn't see what the logs had, so I can't really tell. I'm going to assume that like activate is just that I need to run the activate py thing. And actually, you know what? We're going to try that. Tools, activate py. So what does that do? It just sets a bunch of variables using Python. What a waste. What a waste. IDF path old. So the path is set, Python env path and IDF version. And then, oh, you do run some stuff, don't you? Activate venv. All right, I'm gonna run it. All right, well, this is already not nice. I swear to God, if it lets me install in the folder that I want in the wizard, and it only works if you put it in the default folder that they recommend, I'm gonna lose my mind. Okay, right, so there is a legitimate .expressive stuff. So even if I told it to install it somewhere else, it still put it in my dot whatever. Okay. What does that do? So I'm getting a bunch of environment variables, CMake version, or I am definitely not going to recreate that. So I will definitely have that in my make file as like an activate command. So not IDF path for sure. And I'm gonna do this little dumb thing of using the relative stuff. Okay. Make activate. You are now using okay. Right, that's not going to be great. And then there's a copy examples hello world. I'm going to do that. You know what? There's no hello world. Why is the documentation just not matching? Like unless I'm consistently looking at the wrong place. Like, is it always .expressive? No, because there's no examples there. Dist. No. I think they just don't have the documentation for the latest. Examples. Okay. Is there like just a getting started example? Get started. Hello world. Okay. Never mind, I just didn't read properly. That is my fault. And I shall be forever chastised for it. I'm just rubbed the wrong way because of the fact that I had to use Python. What's inside hello world? We've got a CMake list, which I don't want to use. We've got a Python file, an SDK config, and a README. README starts a free RTOS task to print hello world. Okay, let me just see the hello world main. Okay, that's not bad. All right. The one thing though is IDF component register. Include project destination. Okay. The problem that I'm going to have is that if I cannot find a way to just build this without all of the mess, because I don't want to use CMake. The pure Python ESP tool. Great, another Python thing to use. Debugging, I don't really need that for now. Okay, but nothing shows you how to do it. Build system. Wi-Fi drivers, okay. Using the build system. CMake Ninja ESP tool. using CMake directly, flashing with Ninja or Make. Oh, I like Make, it's much better. Using CMake in an IDE. I just don't like. I understand that when you're gonna make a big project, if you want to make a big project, you might need to use CMake, and you've got these components, and they can be built separately, and there's tests coming in. But if you could just say, "Hello," in a main.c. All right. I am not. Oh, that looks good. Around the ESP. So it's ESP IDF. Working a CMake project that fits my need. That's the thing. I don't want the CMake project that fits my need. Let's use AI. Let's see what AI has to say. How can I compile a program for the ESP32 using the SDK, but without using CMake? Oh, they have a. Do they have a thing? I don't really want the components-based approach, but maybe it's fine. All right, I'm gonna let it generate a bit more. This seems to say, and it could have just made it up, right? It's very likely it made it up. There's a make. Right, so I think it made it up because there's no make. There's no make folder on there. So, yeah, that's just wrong. And this is just saying, go in there. There's a project build. There's a component-based stuff. EC include make project. So it's wrong. ESP IDF using makefile. Build system legacy GNU make. So maybe there was a version that used it. Since ESP IDF v4, the default build system based on CMake. This documentation is for the legacy build system based on GNU make. Support for this build system may be removed in future major releases, which I think it was. It obviously was removed. All right, do I really want to do all of this? I haven't written any piece of code. I just don't like this. So if I find project.cmake, could I figure out what it uses? Project.cmake. Maybe I just use CMake for now. Alright, let's just use CMake for now. Thing is, idf.py doesn't even work for me right now. It's not a real thing, so I don't even know. Although, is it because I didn't activate it in this thing? Oh, I am not in the. I mean, yeah, it's okay. idf.py. So I did activate. Added environment variables. This. Added proper directory to path. Activated virtual environment. This here will be lost. Python 3 pip IDF monitor. Not fun. I'm very quiet because I'm not, unless I need to be in the hello world and there's an idf.py here, no, because it's just not great. Look, this one I could do source export, but no, that's not. I feel like it's just not working. Install.sh. There's also the fact that when I installed it, I may not have installed the thing properly. So let's try that. Okay, so it was not even there. Am I crazy? I saw it before, right? In there. Oh, there's install.sh here. Didn't I do that already when I did everything else? Am I crazy? Yeah, that's kind of what I was expecting to do something in /opt, not in my local folder. That looks so much better. There you go. Yeah, okay, so the documentation is a bit weird, or I didn't read something properly. Okay. Set target ESP32. Set target ESP32. It's taking a sweet time. Oh, it's using CMake there. Okay. And then menu config. Whoa, okay. Wi-Fi, network name and password, processor speed. Setting a prig will make it be a skip for hello world. Okay. If using the board with the Sono module or DevKit M1 board, I may be using that one actually. Please enable single core mode. It's not telling me in which in menu config, but it's not really telling me in which option. Is not what I was. ESP system settings. Tap text is now aborts. Enter jumps to selected symbol. So it's in component config ESP system settings. Single core mode. That does not look like. Okay, so I'll just do another thing. So components. Component config ESP something system ESP system settings. Right, I'm going to try with that, see what that does. Doink, 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 doink. All right. Build the project. Build. pretty fast. Okay. Well, that's a long... Oh, flash. Let's just do that. Whoa, we tried everything. TTY USB. The port is busy or doesn't exist. Could not open the port. Is there? Whoa, that's slow. Is not readable. Sudo. Ah, well, that's going to be annoying. Okay. Port name, is it just this one? Ah, that seems to have a little bit better. Okay, no such file directory, which, okay. Path is not readable. But I feel like it's just not... Okay, so it's just what I need. ag.user. User mode ag.user, because I'm not doing anything crazy here. Does not exist. Okay. Do you really need the group add? The intent is to have to read-write access to TTY SCMZ, which is various. So you want to assign your user to a group that has read-write access to that device. I don't have such a device handy. Last time I did have the group already assigned. Use that instead of that, which makes sense, yeah. UUCP. I'm learning today. What is it? Okay. It's not readable. I mean, it's also possible that it's just not readable at all. Actually, it's read-write on root and UUCP. Yeah, UUCP there. So you need to add your user to the UUCP group instead. UUCP user. Okay. And user is okay. And yet it's weird it says invalid value instead of something else. Because what's really odd is when I change to just this, it does a bunch of other things before failing, and it says there's no TTY USB. I feel like it's trying to read this. You know what? Let me try to remove this. The port is busy or doesn't exist. Permission denied. Try to add user into dial out or UUCP group. Isn't that what I just did? Maybe it's not taking into account right away. Maybe you need to do this and then just this and then what a slug of a stream. And then this, and obviously it doesn't work because I have to do dot slash opt slash ESP32 export. Same shit. All of this is going to tell me you need to add USAP blah, 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 blah. Just add your user. It's kind of what I did though. You may need to log out and back in for the new group to take effect. Is there a way to just say sudo reboot? Oh, seriously? I have to reboot for with on Alpine. I was able to run a command user mod without reboot. Yeah, that's the one. New group. Okay. Now we're going somewhere. This chip is ESP32 C3, not ESP32. Alright, so is there a set target ESP32 C3? Does that exist? Build. Oh, there's more files to build this time. This is pretty fast. Flash. Go, 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 go. Whoa. Done. Now, what am I supposed to expect from putting a hello world on there? Am I supposed to expect... what does hello world do? When flashing, you see this, okay? If there are no issues by the flash process, the board will reboot and start up the hello world application. Monitor the output. So just monitor. Hello world. This is ESP32 with one CPU core, Wi-Fi BLE. Okay, right, so we've got something working and I may just, oh, I can't stop it, which is really annoying. I can't believe this. Can you let your program be killed? That's the one. So if I do monitor, it just can't control C. So idf.py monitor control C not working. See if anyone else is complaining. Control Alt GR 9. Ctrl T, Ctrl X. That feels like it's specific to your terminal. Unless some problem. Not insane. Let's try that. T, X. Oh, it works. Okay, let's do that then. All right, monitor the output. Oh, it does say do this to exit. Okay, crystal frequencies, permission denied issues, UCC. So okay, all of the errors were just there. Board support package, flash erase. Okay, now what if I was to go straight into Wi-Fi? There's a thing here. Showcases how to connect an ESP to a Wi-Fi network and retrieve basic information using the Arduino ID. Include Wi-Fi, SSID password, serial begin. That looks Arduino-ish. Like this, serial begin. Arduino. All right, learning objectives. Wi-Fi, necessary components, Wi-Fi connection. Okay. Revolutionized different SoCs. The C6 supports Wi-Fi 6, the S3 supports Wi-Fi 4. Okay. Oh, C3 Dev Kit M1, I think that's the exact one that I have. Other compatible, not supported, required software, I got 6, so it should be even better. Example connect more in this function here using the Wi-Fi APIs. Example connect allow users to easily integrate the Wi-Fi functionality without worrying about the details of the Wi-Fi API, which allows for quick prototyping. The Wi-Fi APIs offer users final controls over the behavior of the Wi-Fi functionality of the spaces. I kind of want to see the actual other one. Okay. I already have a project, so I may just in the main folder create a file tutorial H and add another file named tutorial C. I want to put everything into one file. Like, don't start by saying add another thing. I don't really care about that. There's component register, tutorial, Wi-Fi tutorial, yeah. Init, connect, disconnect, dinit. I'm gonna start following this. All right. Okay, so first, can I do this? I never remember. Right, so this was the exact wrong thing to do. And to be honest, examples, I could legitimately go to Wi-Fi. There's a few to Wi-Fi, too many. Hello world. Can you do this? cp-r. Okay. Okay, that was correct. Hello. I just spent about an hour and a half just setting up the ESP IDF and figuring out why my kernel did not have the module for the USB to UART chip on the ESP control board, which is right here. And I just now compiled something that runs on it. So I'm going to start by following the Wi-Fi tutorial for the ESP32 right at the beginning, and just see if I connect to Wi-Fi and see what I want to do. Basically, the goal not for this stream, it might take a few streams, but I have a program that I made that connects to OBS using WebSocket, and I can use it to just switch the scenes. Super simple. Just give the name of the scene, you can switch it. And I've got a bunch of stuff around me, like there's a button here, I don't know, a bunch of inputs. And the idea is I want to press a button and it goes to a scene that I've configured that button to be. And while initially I thought of using maybe a small Arduino board, because I've got tons around here. I think even this drawer here, oh, there you go. Got some right here. And now that I said that, it could have been much easier, because these, I know how easy it is to do stuff with them. I was thinking it could be cool if it was like a Wi-Fi thing. So I just got a ESP32 board and we're gonna get started. But I did not expect it to be so complicated. But then I realized that ESP32 is so much more complicated than just an Arduino, because Arduino is going to be like a damn, I forgot the name of the chips, but it's an Atmega 32U8 or something like that. And you know, an ESP32 is going to be the, was it the name extends thingy, so it probably needs like a whole OS on it. Anyways, right, so I have recopied this Hello World thing. So I think I need to use idf.py set target ESP32C3. And then I will follow the tutorial. But actually, just to make sure, I'm going to start a build in the background. And I'm going to start following the tutorial. And the idea is init, connect, disconnect, dinit. I don't know if I want to prefix it with tutorial. I might just use something else, like a single letter thing. But let's get started with that. And the other thing is, I don't know if I'm going to have my LSP set up properly, so I'm going to have to do stuff manually until I can confirm it is set up properly. All right. Main, Hello World main. Still going to be called Hello World, but yeah. Right. So I may just start from fresh. All right. So first we're going to have some includes. So I'm going to do a bit of shell, and I think there was ESP here.h. You see, this is already starting to have some fun. Then we've got log. NVS flash ESP event. I wish they just said what those did, instead of saying write this code ESP Wi-Fi. To be honest, I don't even know if requirements list of main. To fix this, add NVS flash to priv requires list of IDF component register. Okay, at least it's fairly clear. Oh, this is way too big there. I need to exclude. I don't have a. I'm not going to put it on Git, but I do want to exclude build. Okay. Okay, it's not excluding it. Super happy about that. Main CMake list, SPR flash, and NVS flash, ESP flash, ESP event, NVS flash. Okay. Don't know what that difference is. Okay. At least it's doing something, and I don't think it's going to do much because I just put nothing. So ESP event not found. ESP event. That's going to be super annoying if I keep having these pi test and everything in there. ESP event.h. ESP event component. So I just need to add it in there. Okay, so that should be pretty. If it can give me all the errors as I go, that'd be great. If it could go faster building every time, that'd be great as well. And then free RTOS and free RTOS, and then we're gonna have I mean, this is just 4 declarations because they split it into a bunch of different different files. I just don't want to do that. ESP Wi-Fi, ESP Wi-Fi. FreeRTOS. Include if I know its type. No, it's all lowercase. .h. Okay. All right, let's build it again. I need errors, but I don't really have an entry point. I undefined reference to app main, so I think this is what's going on. So I've got ESP error T, void init, void. Right, I'm going to start with those and then connect. So I'm going to get S. I'm going to just, sometimes I just choose a letter for prefixing and I just use that, and S was what I was thinking about. SSID and password. So right, well, at least my formatting works. Disconnect and dinit, which are going to be very similar to the signature of init. Right, so these are forward declared. Now tell me, we're going to detail through the steps of properly setting up, connecting, terminating. Okay, great. Very verbose, this tutorial. Various headers, macro and static variables in tutorial.c for initialization. Okay, so yeah, there's going to be a bunch of stuff that's needed there. So we're going to start with, well, nothing else. Int types and string.h. Don't know if int types is really what I want. I usually use stdint. Oh, but stdint might be part of something else. I need to remember that I'm not in like a normal Unix environment. I'm in something completely different there. FreeRTOS event groups. Event groups. Define tag tutorial. Okay, so tag. Last time I saw something like tag like that, it was on Android. They have this like tag, log tag. Was that the name? Was that the name? No, tag. Yeah, log tag here. All right. Sure. Me. Why not? Define Wi-Fi auth mode. Wi-Fi auth. Okay. Okay, so that's fine. Wi-Fi auth mode. I don't know if these are actually just macros so we can refer to them, or if they need to be set, right? Wi-Fi connected bit 0, Wi-Fi failed bit 1. Okay, I think these are, actually I don't know. I don't know. Is it fail? I like this setup. It's not too bad so far. Retry time 3. Okay, so we're gonna need some static const. What type did you put it? Int Wi-Fi retry attempt. I don't generally like just typing something, and I feel a bit dumb doing it. But the reality is this is quite a bit out of my comfort zone. So I may just like stay in line with the tutorial and then see what I'm going to do with that. Okay, let's see. ESP net interface tutorial. Okay, so it's just net interface. I imagine EFS interface. ESP net IFT. And to be honest, like, I mean, I'm not gonna prefix it on this one. Okay. Then we've got two event handler instance, IP and Wi-Fi. Static ESP event handler instance. Is it a T as well? Yes. Wi-Fi handler, IP event handler, and Wi-Fi event handler. Man, I can't wait to have something. Event group handle. I don't like the mixed casing. S Wi-Fi event group. No? Yes. Right. Tutorial init. Whoa, this is already quite big. We'll see. But hopefully we're going to learn something about Wi-Fi. We initialize the hardware and interface needed to set up Wi-Fi as shown below. Now, ideally, I would like to have an app main that even does something. App main. So I'm going to start with an app main, and I'll just skip the part. I want a part 2 there. Oh, that's the full one. It's here. Okay, so I do want to void app main void. Right, and I think ESP log I is going to be log information, I imagine. Tag starting tutorial. Oh, comma. Interesting. There you go. ... And ESP error check tutorial init. So I'm going to skip the init for now. Tutorial connect. AP info. ESP Wi-Fi still get AP info. Return error check. ESP end of tutorial. Okay. Now I have the suspicion that if I just do this, it'll just like constantly just spam stuff. So it is very pedantico, unused const. Well, if that's the case, we're just going to temporarily comment those out. What you can avoid. 2 or more data type in declaration specifier. That is very astute. I don't know why I did that. Let's see my application running. And I don't know if monitor will get the logs. Yeah, so you get logs. Interesting. I think that when it returns, it actually just stops. It just like falls out of the whole stack or whatever and then dies. Okay. Right, so now I've got that set up. I'll uncomment slowly as I go through this. So initialization, let's see. Now it doesn't seem like I'm going to get any information there. I mean, there's an event loop, event handler, network interface. I don't know if I'm going to get any information, so typing this by hand is just going to be annoying, but practice typing. Let me see if this is working. You see, so this second camera there is actually an IP camera that I've been developing for a while for OBS. And this is the first time that I'm using it, and I was hoping that it wouldn't crash my OBS, and it hasn't crashed my OBS just yet. But it's just working. It's been working pretty well. So I'm fairly happy. This was the last subject of stream. So hopefully this subject goes as well. All right. ESP TS init with void. Let's take our time, no rush, apart from the fact that I'm not going to stick around for longer than another half an hour. NVS flash init, non-volatile storage. Okay, so this is what it means. So ESP or T ret equals NVS flash init. Now if ret is something, so no free pages, ESP error, no free pages. I feel like there's NVS in there. Yep, NVS. Right, so if there's no free pages or new version found, interesting. Whatever that could mean. Error check, erase, and init. Oh, okay, so you just like erase and init. Okay, that makes sense. So you just erase your flash and reinitialize it. Erase, is that what the name is? Yeah. And then I'll update the return value to be NVS flash init once again. And then X event group create. So I'm gonna do it here, and S Wi-Fi event group equals X event group create. Now that feels a bit OSE, like this is in the OS, you do like events and stuff like that. And then net if init. So this is where we're gonna do ESP net if. So initialize the network interface, and if ret is different from ESP okay. Is that really ESP okay? Yeah. Then you want to log an error using ESP log E tag. Can you use the tag, I imagine? Yeah. Failed to create different failed to initialize TCP IP network stack. Okay, so failed to init network stack. Yeah, and then return ret. Now, because I have that in place, I kind of want to go back to the full reference of part 2, and seeing that it just does init and just ESP error check. So in here, ESP error check s init. Okay, let's just build that, and then see already if just a little typo. Just a little typo. I don't know how I could set this up to work. So sorry, just stop mid sentence again. Sometimes I can't focus. I don't know how I can set that up to work with my LSP. Like I don't know exactly what like how that works. I find it odd that it kind of like already picked up something like fnomalloc DCE. Like is the Clang LSP aware that I have a there's a make file, and then it just doesn't understand that one? Like I don't exactly know. Maybe it would be as simple as just saying, oh, this is the version of Clang that you're using. I don't know. All right. Bootloader flash, and it's a bit slower than some of the other programs that I usually do. Okay, so I didn't necessarily get an error, so that means that this is kind of working. So okay, now we also have let's go back here. Right here, so this is where we're at. So event loop create default. So you do create an event loop. Nice. ESP event loop create default, because otherwise I'm going to be just that defaulting out of the main, and then just nothing happens. I'm going to start with doing check ESP. I'm going to start making some macros, because this thing is happening again and again and again. If X different from ESP okay, ESP log E tag, and then M, which is going to be a second parameter, and return X. I think this is what I need here. So if it's not ESP okay, log error with a message, return error. So here I should be able to do check ESP ret failed network stack, and that should basically expand to the same thing. And now I kind of want to do this here, so it's a bit simpler. Failed default loop. That way I don't have to just do that again and again and again and again. Next we have ESP Wi-Fi set default Wi-Fi STA handler. I think it's SPA Wi-Fi set default Wi-Fi STA handlers. And I can do a check with failed default handlers. And the other one is failed default event loop. That chair is absolutely ridiculous. It keeps on slowly going down. I think if you were to get the stream and like speed it up by like maybe 4 times, I would go like this. You could actually time lapse me just sinking because the chair is going down. Okay. Okay. ESP.NET if create default Wi-Fi STA. What I don't like with this is that I'm not being told what any of these do, and I may just have to read the documentation. ESP native create default Wi-Fi STA. Okay, now netif is still commented out. And these handlers, I don't know if these handlers, I'm going to need them. Now, if this is null, then I do something else. So this is where it's different. If netif is null, then ESP log e tag, at least I've learned that, failed default netif. As long as this is a piece of string that I can refer to. Fail. I don't need like the full thing. Wi-Fi stack configuration parameters. Okay, so Wi-Fi init config t cfg. Wi-Fi init cfg t. Was it config? When I said it out loud, I was like, that's not correct. There should be a Wi-Fi init config default. ESP error check Wi-Fi init. Okay, ESP error check CFG ESP Wi-Fi init, of course. I can't just give it a config and say check that. And then there's a bunch of stuff which sets up the 2 events. Okay, so it's not that bad. It looked bigger because all the checks are not like macros like what I did, but it's not that bad. ESP error check, and then we do 2 things. ESP event handler instance register. Now, if I understand things correctly, this is going to want to refer to the loop, but it might refer to it internally. ESP event any ID. That's probably filter. Wi-Fi event CB. Okay, so that might be global as well. Null and Wi-Fi event handler. I actually, if I understand things correctly, I feel like this null there would be a loop, and when you register, you're basically saying that anything in this category with maybe some filters, I guess there's like IDs, will call this, and this is the handler that's going to be attached. Now, Wi-Fi event CB, it's either something that they haven't shown in a tutorial and we'll handle it ourselves, or it's like a global thing, which we can check fairly easily if we try to compile. And this is just the same with IP. because if it complains there, it means that these are like some that we need to define after. Yeah, so the two that are complaining are Wi-Fi event CB. Wi-Fi event handler null does not necessarily like that. Oh, I don't set them to, I don't need to set them to null. Right, let's try that. This is a bit noisy. Let's clear this. Okay, so exp, sure. I think this is gonna happen to me a bunch of time because it already happened twice. Right, so now it's Wi-Fi event CB and IP event CB. So it's the callback needs to be defined, which doesn't exist, and I don't know where they're going to be defined. We can notice the initialization step is similar to the previous example that uses example connect. Furthermore, there are additional initialization steps such as defining the event loop, registering the event handler, and creating the network interface. The documentation for these additional steps can be found at event loop, event handler, network interface. So they use event bits to indicate the Wi-Fi event has occurred. It still says any. Okay, I don't know where this IP event, if it's defined anywhere or if it's supposed to come further down. We'll see. So this is Wi-Fi configuration and connection. So this one seems to be pretty slim, because you just say SSID and string copy and you wait for something. Cool. So okay, so it's not that bad. We're almost there. The only thing I'm not too sure about is where is Wi-Fi, like the callbacks. Where are the callbacks? Ah, they're here. IP event CB. Okay, but they were not necessarily shown to me here. Like there's init, there's this. Configuration connection, tutorial, dnit, put everything together. Okay, so they just didn't do this. So I'm gonna put at least stubs for it because otherwise I can compile. I don't want to write the entire thing before I can even compile. So I'm gonna type the first one to at least know how it works. IP event CB, static void, is it void? Yeah. IP event callback has a void star. Ah, I guess the null provided is whatever void star is going to be, which I usually call data. So I'm going to call it data. ESP event base. Base, what is this? Object-oriented programming. Event ID and event data. Right, we're going to do this, and I'm going to do Wi-Fi, which I think, I mean, they're registered the same way, so they should have the same signature. Great. I'm going to tag this, and I'm actually going to copy these because I don't really know exactly how all of that works, so I kind of need a bit of help in the logging, and I don't see a value in typing this. Okay, let's do that for now. Seems to be compiling now. So that's great. So I mean, I might just read from here instead because it's going to be easier. So config init tutorial. So connect is sets the weakest auth mode accepted in fast scan mode. Okay, Wi-Fi auth mode. Okay, so this is the one we just declared, which is the PSK2 thingy. So Wi-Fi config t sta, and then we copy into the config those two strings, which if they were not like static strings, if they were defines, we wouldn't need to do string copy, but we're just going to do that for now. Then we got set PS and set storage, so put it in RAM and on whatever. Then set mode STA, which I still don't know what STA is. Station is a device that has the capacity to use the Ethernet protocol. Okay, so does that mean that this is creating a Wi-Fi network rather than connecting to a Wi-Fi? Because, I mean, STA, this is connecting to Wi-Fi network. Okay. Maybe there's other types of Wi-Fi. All right, let's just look at that. So, ESP32 connect, char star SSID, char star password. Wi-Fi CFG-T, Wi-Fi config T, CFG, Wi-Fi config, sure. Right. And then there's STA. Again, this station or something similar, and threshold auth mode. Wi-Fi auth mode. Don't know why it was crossed over. And then I'm going to string copy both. So str cpy. Is it str and cpy? Yeah. And are these void? Wi-Fi config sta ssid. So Wi-Fi config.sta.ssid. SSID, strlen. I think strlen does not exist. There's probably no C strings, and that's why. So instead, it's going to be size off and SSID. Am I correct? Yeah. And then password. Password. Is it password? Yeah. It's getting exciting. ESP error check, ESP Wi-Fi set PS. Okay. ESP error check. I could just like change my layout and have the code next, but I like flipping between my workspaces. Is this still working? Yes. So I think this piece of software could be considered semi-stable because it's been a few hours and it's good. It's good. Sorry, I got distracted there. Set PS, PS none. Wi-Fi PS none. Okay. Storage RAM. Set mode STA, set config STA Wi-Fi config. Wi-Fi mode STA. Set STA config. Really? No, set config. Wi-Fi EF STA and Wi-Fi config. That makes sense. And then connecting to Wi-Fi network. Sure. ESP.I tag. Connecting to Wi-Fi network. Okay. Wi-Fi config.sta.ssid. Now, how am I going to put that? How am I going to put that in there without leaking my password? My Wi-Fi password. SSID I don't care because it's super simple. I mean, I could put it in a separate file that I don't really open. In a separate H file. I think that's probably the best way to do it. Or put it as a macro that is added to CMake, and it can be loaded from environment variable that I don't show. I'll think about it later. Okay, ESP Wi-Fi start. This is an exciting line of code. Wi-Fi start. And then there's just setting up some event stuff. So event group wait bit. Okay, so this is basically the loop wait, but it doesn't really loop. Okay, event bits t bits equals x event group wait bits, x event group wait bits, s Wi-Fi event group, which I've created before, Wi-Fi connected bit, Wi-Fi fail bit. PD false, PD false. This is interesting. Port max delay. And then if bit send connected or else, and then unexpected Wi-Fi error and return ESP fail. Yeah, because I do an early return. So in here I should do return ESP fail, right? Yeah. If bits and Wi-Fi connected bit, then it worked, in which case we'll return ESP OK. And otherwise, if it's fail, I don't need to do an else here because I'm doing an early return with the other one. Return ESP fail, but this time I can say fail to connect connected. I'm going to do something simple here. ESP log I tag connected failed with log E. And then I'm just, for the sake of it, I'm going to say unknown. Now, what are the risks of me doing this connect and then it does, I don't have like disconnect or D in it? You know what? I'm giving myself 10 minutes. So I think disconnect and D is so small, I might as well just like quickly add them. So let's do that. Tutorial disconnect, ESP error, okay. ESP error T S disconnect. I'm typing slow and I'm tired. V event group delete. S Wi-Fi event group return ESP Wi-Fi disconnect. So the plan with all this, once I'm connected, is to try to see if I can use my message pack library, which message pack is one of the two ways that OBS communicates with its client over WebSocket. But I'm not going to communicate with OBS directly. I'll communicate with a server that I will have running on this machine. So the machine will have a server to do that. I mean, realistically, I could actually connect straight from the ESP to the OBS WebSocket. That may even be much simpler. Regardless of how it's done, I still need to decode the message pack. So I need to see if I can basically port my library message pack to something like the ESP. Like, would it even work? I don't think it relies on tons of stuff. Like, there may be a bunch of STR. There may be some null terminated string stuff going on, which might cause an issue, but we'll see. Anyways, I'm just getting started for no reason there. ESP error, tutorial dinit, Wi-Fi stop. Now I probably need to get a return value. Now, of course, if thread is not in it, if it's not initialized, then you don't need to do anything, right? Wi-Fi stack not initialized. I guess we'll do that. Wi-Fi was not initialized. Sure. If I init, could I just ignore the fact that it was not initialized? Just like, or maybe I can't call init if it wasn't initialized. Is it init? Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of stuff to clear there. ESP error check. ESP Wi-Fi clear default Wi-Fi driver. And handlers. That's a call. And then netif, so I just need to give it the network interface. And then ESP native destroy. This is not going to be a super satisfying thing if it works, because I literally copied the code, but at least I'm set up, and then we can get started on some stuff. I need to register the two instances, which are actually very similar to what I do up there. So I may just copy this. Right, and then this is unregister. And unregister is just going to need IP, any, and the handler. But it's weird that it wouldn't get the sorry, I just stopped mid-sentence again. It's weird that it wouldn't get a reference to this, and it just gets the actual thing. I hope this is not an error in the documentation. And then now we just need to see what the main does. So the main does is like, is there a loop somewhere? Access point information, and then it does a disconnect in 5 seconds. Okay, let's just do that just to make it simpler. So first, do a check, and I mean, it's weird because like when it says it fails, it still goes and does AP info here. I guess you cannot never return from app main. That's probably the better way of saying it. Just want to connect. ESP error t return equals s connect, and here I'm going to provide Wi-Fi SSID Wi-Fi password, and I think that they're not set anywhere. Yeah. Okay. If ret is different from ESP OK, I'm just going to log something, so at least I know what's going on. Okay, and then there is Wi-Fi AP record, AP record, AP info, get AP info, ret equals ESP Wi-Fi get AP info, and AP info, is this how it works? Wi-Fi ESP Wi-Fi STA get AP info. Okay, I guess it works because it does a bunch of checks every time. Error Wi-Fi con, and you just say ESP log E tag. So what would that mean in this instance? It would mean Wi-Fi station interface not initialized. Okay, so station EF not init. And then there's a bunch of other stuff. So this is where you would do the else if ESP Wi-Fi, okay, ESP error Wi-Fi not Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi not connect. Not connected. Okay, and the last one is otherwise, and you can say AP information. I'm just going to copy all of this because it's just logging stuff. Error check detour disconnect. Yeah, there's an S there, and then D in it. Let's see. Is it gonna work? And then end of tutorial, sure. I'm gonna put another of my very verbose logs. Okay, now I know some stuff is gonna fail here because I don't have the macros for the password and stuff like that, but I want to see if there's errors before that. RSSI, not a structural union. So AP info is not a structural union. Did I forget the T at the end of record? Yes, I did. It's a weird error. Auth mode is just one word, seemingly. I did write a bunch of stuff all at once. Where's auth mode? Okay. Is there any other error? Let me just start with this. Size of. Argument to size of code is the same expression as the source. Did you mean to provide an explicit length? No. Okay, so ESP Wi-Fi clear default Wi-Fi driver and handlers. ESP Wi-Fi clear default Wi-Fi. Okay, so this is the dnit Wi-Fi clear default driver. I'm not sure this size off. Wi-Fi config st SSID. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, sure, why not? That makes sense. It's basically saying that whatever size this thing can hold, like config sta SSID, like whatever size it has, then use that to stop if you go too far. Did I get it wrong again? ESP Wi-Fi clear Wi-Fi default. Did you mean ESP Wi-Fi clear default Wi-Fi driver and handlers? Okay. Clear default. I already went past my. Okay, so I just got SSID and password there. So this is where I'm going to do secret.h, and I'm going to write define Wi-Fi SSID. Oh, I shouldn't type it there. No, I'm joking. I actually don't know what the password is, but I'm not going to show it. I actually would probably need to check if it's actually called. I wonder if I should just try the 5G one. See if it's supposed 5G, like ESP32 C3 5G Wi-Fi. Does that work? Does not natively support C5. Okay, so I should probably not connect to that one. And I think it's just called Office, the other one. Okay. I actually know that one by heart, so I'll just quickly hide stuff. Ah, my camera got big again, and now it's just a corner of my face. Okay. Right. Right. And then now I just need to import the secrets. Not sure. Secret H. So it doesn't find it because, if I remember well, there's a whole thing about getting started. No, that's not really what I was looking for. Your first project, like the Hello World. I mean, I want to be in the getting started. So this is the IDE. Start a project, yeah. So that's the thing, and then yeah. So it's gonna be here. Oh no, I'm so dumb. So it basically says settle the project, add dependencies, add files to project. That's the one. So it says there's two C's, include dir, and there's a .h file, tutorial.h. Create this header file. Oh, maybe I just need to do this instead. No such file directory. Okay, yeah, I just needed to do this, didn't I? Yeah, and then main end of non-void function for 147. I imagine this is what we need here. Deinit, yep. All right, is it gonna connect to my Wi-Fi? Is it not? The suspense is killing me. And that upload length is killing me as well. That's gonna be fun to like iterate if this is how long it takes. Okay, so I'm getting Wi-Fi events. Accept mbox. I hope I didn't print the. So yes, handling Wi-Fi. Okay, so I guess in my callbacks I may need to do something to like say, oh yeah, move to this state. But this seems to be. Oh yeah, there you go. Wi-Fi event. You need to call connect. You need to get the IP, and then you just need to. So if you got an IP, you need to set this to this bit. Okay, not gonna do today, but just the fact that it got to this callback, and seemingly the only thing we need to do is to say, hey, we've got this IP, don't even need to store it, but we can log it, sure, why not? And then just say in this event group we need to set this bit, then it's set the whole thing, you know. And if you got IPv6 to set, yeah, it's the same thing. And then when Wi-Fi is there, is Wi-Fi ready, Wi-Fi scan done, Wi-Fi started, which is then you can kind of connect on it. And if it's disconnected, you just called, or you can try again. Otherwise, you say fail, and you're done. Okay, easy, but I want to have a hard limit today, so I don't want to go too further down the line. The highlight of today is the fact that this has been working the whole time. I actually need to be careful because, okay, I'm on 31% battery. That's fine, because I've been streaming on the battery there the whole time, and I didn't have my bar open, so I couldn't even tell my battery. But yeah, so the phone is there. This is an old phone. This is Sony Xperia. It does not hold battery, so I need to find a power supply or a source to just keep it plugged in. But this is really nice to have it as a, you know, portable. Oh, I want to show you something. Look at this. Whoa, you know. Or like, oh, look at the ESP30 something doing something. So this is nice to have. And it's working. So that's a highlight. Second thing, It was a bit of a mess to set up the ESP IDF stuff because some of the documentation said use this to activate the environment, and it didn't work. But then if I used wherever I installed my ESP IDF, and I called like install.sh and then export.sh, it just works. So that was great. And then using CMake, I mean, it looks like the tool chain for all of that may be a bit more complicated than maybe what you could do like something like AVRDude for Arduino. If you were, not Arduino, but if you wanted to flash a Atmega32U8 without, if you wanted to flash an Arduino board without using the Arduino IDE or like the whole shebang, then yeah, it looks a bit simpler than using the ESP. But it looks like we can connect to Wi-Fi. I am curious to see what it's going to be to like how it looks like to send requests. I am a bit more familiar with things like sock ADDR in and doing things like connect and read and socket, but that's the Unix world. So we'll see how that goes. But if we can do that, then we can open a connection, and then it's just a question of saying, can I either basically migrate my client that I have running on this machine to change the OBS scenes, or create a server on my machine that would then forward the stuff to OBS. But we'll see about that tomorrow. All right, that's enough for today. I'm gone. Bye.